Understanding the law is critical for security guards, especially regarding the concepts of search and seizure and use of force. While security guards do have some authority to protect property and maintain order, their powers are more limited than those of police officers. Let's break it down. Search and seizure. Search and seizure laws primarily stem from the Fourth Amendment of the U.S. Constitution, which protects individuals from unreasonable searches and seizures by the government. While security guards are private citizens and not law enforcement officers, they still have to respect certain legal limits regarding searches and seizures. Searches. A security guard can conduct a search of a person or property if they have consent from the individual being searched, or in some cases, if there is a reasonable suspicion of illegal activity. However, the scope of any search must be reasonable and limited to the circumstances, example, searching a bag if they suspect the person is stealing. Seizures. A security guard may seize property if it's related to a crime or if it's being taken without permission, example, someone attempting to shoplift. However, they must have a legal justification, and excessive force cannot be used to stop someone from fleeing with stolen property. Citizen's arrest. A security guard can make a citizen's arrest if they witness a crime being committed, such as theft, in some jurisdictions. However, they can only arrest the person on the scene and they must call the police immediately after the arrest. Limits. Security guards cannot conduct searches or seize property in the same way law enforcement can. For example, they can't search someone's home without a warrant, nor can they conduct an intrusive or overly broad search without probable cause or consent. Use of force. The use of force is another area where security guards need to understand their rights and limitations. They can use force to protect themselves, others, or property, but it must be reasonable and proportional to the threat. The use of excessive force can lead to legal consequences. Self-defense. Security guards are allowed to use force if they are threatened or attacked. However, the force used must be proportional to the threat. For example, using deadly force in response to a minor threat could lead to criminal or civil liability. Protecting property. A security guard can use reasonable force to protect property, and cannot use excessive force. For example, chasing a suspect down the street or using deadly force to stop someone from stealing a car may not be justified unless there are specific threats to the guard's life or the lives of others. Detaining suspects. Security guards may detain someone for a brief period, no longer than necessary, if they suspect the person has committed a crime. However, they can't detain someone for an extended time or use force beyond what is necessary to ensure safety or prevent escape. Deadly force. Security guards are not authorized to use deadly force unless they are directly facing a life-threatening situation. Example, they are under immediate threat of death or serious bodily harm. Even then, the use of deadly force is heavily scrutinized and must be justified as a reasonable response to the threat. Key differences between security guards and police officers. Scope of authority. Police officers have broader authority to arrest, search, and seize property under the law. They also have the authority to use a wider range of force, including deadly force, in certain circumstances. Training and accountability. Police officers undergo extensive training in the law, use of force, and handling dangerous situations. Security guards typically receive limited training in these areas, which is why they must always operate within the boundaries of their authority and seek law enforcement help when necessary. Policies and procedures. Many security companies have their own policies outlining the limits of a guard's authority in terms of searches, seizures, and use of force. Security guards need to be familiar with these policies, in addition to the law. Communication with law enforcement. Security guards should always work closely with law enforcement, especially when a situation escalates beyond their control. In any situation where the law may be in question, or when a crime is occurring, calling the police is the safest and most legal course of action. Understanding these principles not only helps security guards avoid legal problems but also ensures that they handle situations effectively and professionally.